They say lightning never strikes twice in the same place, but when it comes to rare coins, sometimes lightning comes in the form of a minting error that turns ordinary pocket change into treasures worth thousands. I'm holding in my hand two coins that look deceptively ordinary, dimes that many of us might have handed over for a stick of gum without a second thought. But these particular dimes from 1994 and 2003 could pay for a lot more than gum. They could fund your next vacation or even a down payment on a car. Welcome back to Numismatic Narratives, where today we're exploring two seemingly ordinary dimes with extraordinary values that might just be hiding in your coin jar right now. Let's start with what many specialists consider the king of modern dime rarities, the 1994 no-mint Mark Roosevelt dime. This unassuming little coin represents one of the most significant mint errors of the modern era, and its story begins in the Philadelphia Mint during a particularly chaotic year for American coinage. The early 1990s were a transitional period for the U.S. Mint. The facility was implementing new quality control procedures while simultaneously dealing with increased production demands. 1994 was particularly notable because it marked the 49th anniversary of President Roosevelt's death, and the Mint was preparing for the upcoming 50th anniversary the following year. Amid this busy atmosphere, something unprecedented happened. A small batch of dimes was struck without the required Mint mark that should identify coins produced at the Philadelphia facility. Now, to appreciate why this is significant, you need to understand that since 1980, all dimes from Philadelphia were required to carry the Mint mark. Before this error, the Philadelphia Mint had maintained a spotless record of including mint marks on dimes for 14 years straight. This wasn't just a minor oversight, it was a major quality control failure that resulted in what experts estimate to be fewer than 3,000 no-mint mark dimes entering circulation. The identifying features of this rare dime are primarily defined by what's missing rather than what's present. When examining the coin, direct your attention to the area just to the right of President Roosevelt's neck on the obverse. A properly minted 1994 Philadelphia dime should display a clear Mint mark in this location. On these error coins, this space is conspicuously vacant. Otherwise, the coin appears completely normal, standard Roosevelt profile, torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, and the expected 1994 date marking. What makes authentication challenging is distinguishing these genuine error coins from altered Denver minted dimes. Some unscrupulous individuals have been known to carefully remove the Mint mark from Denver dimes to create forgeries. This is why professional certification is absolutely crucial when dealing with this particular rarity. In terms of market value, the 1994 no-mint Mark Roosevelt dime has seen remarkable appreciation. In uncirculated condition, examples have sold at specialized auctions for $2,500 to $7,500, depending on grade. One particularly pristine specimen achieved a record-breaking $12,650 at a heritage auction in 2018. Even circulated examples in merely fine condition command prices between $400 and $1,200. Compare that to the face value of 10 cents, and you're looking at a potential return that would make most stock market investors green with envy. The condition spectrum for these dimes creates fascinating price variations. A specimen graded MS 68 on the 70-point Sheldon scale might fetch 6 to 7 times what an MS 63 example would bring. This dramatic scaling emphasizes how crucial preservation is for these modern rarities. The absence of bag marks, full luster, and sharp striking details can mean the difference between a $2,000 coin and a $10,000 coin. What I find particularly fascinating about the 1994 no-mint mark dime is that it represents one of the last great pocket change discoveries. Most of these dimes entered circulation before their significance was recognized. There are documented cases of collectors finding these treasures in bank rolls as recently as 2010, 16 years after they were minted. One collector in Ohio reportedly discovered 3 specimens in a single bank roll in 2006, effectively turning a $5 roll of dimes into a $15,000 windfall. The discovery story adds another layer of intrigue. Unlike many famous coin errors that were identified almost immediately, the 1994 no-mint mark dime wasn't widely recognized until late 1995, when a collector in Michigan noticed the anomaly while sorting through circulation coins. By then, most had already entered the cash economy, dispersed across cash registers and pocket change throughout the country. This delayed discovery contributed significantly to their rarity, as many were likely spent or lost before their value was known. Another aspect that makes this dime special is its position in numismatic history. While the 20th century saw numerous famous mint errors, most occurred during the early or mid-century periods. The 1994 no-mint mark dime stands as perhaps the last great mint error of the pre-digital age, occurring just before comprehensive computer-aided quality control systems became standard at U.S. mint facilities. Professional numismatists have speculated about how exactly this error occurred. The most widely accepted theory involves a batch of dies that were prepared without the mint mark punch being applied. During the busy production schedule, these unmarked dies were mistakenly placed into service for what appears to have been less than 1 day of production. By the time the error was discovered, the coins had already been mixed with properly marked dimes and were en route to Federal Reserve distribution centers. For collectors, this coin represents the perfect convergence of rarity, historical significance, and the thrill of the hunt. Unlike many valuable coins that are well beyond the reach of average collectors due to their antiquity and recognized value, the 1994 no-mint mark dime represents that increasingly rare opportunity in numismatics, the possibility that a life-changing coin might still be found in everyday pocket change. Now let's turn our attention to another modern rarity that has captivated the numismatic world in recent years, the 2003 silver Roosevelt dime. This coin represents a different kind of mint error than our previous example, but one that's equally fascinating and potentially even more valuable due to its extreme rarity. The story of the 2003 silver Roosevelt dime begins with a fundamental change in American coinage that occurred decades earlier. In 1965, facing rising silver prices, the U.S. government made the decision to remove silver from circulating dimes and quarters. Since that year, regular issue dimes have been struck on copper-nickel-clad planchets, not silver. These copper-nickel dimes have a distinctive copper stripe visible on the edge, unlike their silver predecessors which show a solid silver edge. But in 2003, something extraordinary happened. Somehow, a small number of dimes were struck on silver planchets at the Philadelphia Mint. These weren't just any silver planchets, but 90% silver blanks that matched the composition of pre-1965 dimes. This wasn't supposed to happen. The mint wasn't even supposed to have these silver blanks in their regular production areas. How did this error occur? The most credible theory involves the production of commemorative silver proof sets. In 2003, the U.S. Mint was producing special silver proof sets that included 90% silver versions of the dime, quarter, and half dollar. These special proof coins were struck exclusively for collectors and were never intended for circulation. The leading explanation suggests that some silver planchets intended for these collector proof sets somehow made their way into the regular production line for circulation dimes. Identifying a 2003 silver Roosevelt dime requires careful examination. At first glance, it looks identical to a regular 2003 dime. The design elements are the same: Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, the torch with olive and oak branches on the reverse. But there are 3 key differences that set these rare specimens apart. First and most definitively, the weight. A standard copper-nickel dime weighs 2.27 grams, while a silver dime weighs noticeably more at 2.5 grams. This slight difference is enough for experienced collectors to notice when handling the coin. Second, the edge reveals the truth. A regular 2003 dime shows a visible copper stripe when viewed from the edge. The silver dime displays a solid silver-colored edge with no copper visible. Third, the sound. When dropped on a hard surface, silver dimes produce a distinctive high-pitched ring that copper-nickel-clad dimes simply don't make. This ping test has been a quick field method for identifying silver coins for generations. The rarity of the 2003 silver Roosevelt dime cannot be overstated. While the 1994 no-mint mark dime likely exists in quantities of several thousand, experts believe that fewer than 20 confirmed examples of the 2003 silver dime exist. Some estimates put the number as low as 5 to 10 specimens, making this one of the rarest modern U.S. coin errors. This extreme scarcity has driven values to extraordinary heights. In 2019, a PCGS-certified MS-65 example sold for an astounding $56,400 at auction. Even examples in lower mint state grades have commanded prices well over $10,000. There's a documented case of a moderately circulated example, graded XF-45, selling for $9,200 in a private transaction in 2017. When you consider that silver spot value of the coin is less than $2, the premium for this error is truly astronomical. What makes the 2003 silver dime particularly fascinating is the mystery surrounding its creation. Unlike the 1994 no-mint mark dime, which can be explained as a simple oversight in the die preparation process, the 2003 silver dime required a series of significant breaches in the mint's strict compartmentalization protocols. Silver planchets should never have been anywhere near the regular production lines for circulation coins. The discovery story adds another layer of intrigue. The first confirmed example wasn't identified until 2005, when a collector in Texas noticed the unusual weight and ring of a dime he'd received in change. Initially skeptical, he had the coin analyzed, and to his amazement, it proved to be genuine silver. After certification by PCGS, it made headlines in the numismatic press, alerting other collectors to watch for similar specimens. The collector community's response was immediate and intense. Thousands of enthusiasts began weighing their 2003 dimes, hoping to find the silver variety. This surge of interest led to the discovery of several more examples over the next few years, though the rate of discovery has slowed dramatically since 2010, suggesting that most examples that entered circulation have already been found. Condition variations for the 2003 silver dime create even more dramatic price differences than we saw with the 1994 no-mint mark dime. Because so few examples exist, even minor grade differences can result in price swings of thousands of dollars. A coin graded MS-67 might command twice the price of an MS-65 example, simply because it may be the finest known specimen of an already ultra-rare coin. There's also the intriguing possibility that more examples remain undiscovered. Unlike the 1994 no-mint mark dime, which requires visual inspection to identify, the 2003 silver dime can be detected by weight alone. This means that automated coin sorting machines used by banks and businesses might have already separated these valuable specimens from regular dimes. These machines are calibrated to reject coins that don't meet the expected weight parameters, so some silver dimes may have been set aside without their significance being recognized. The 2003 silver Roosevelt dime enjoys a unique status in modern numismatics. It represents what collectors call a wrong planchet error, but one of particularly historical significance because it involves a composition that was officially discontinued nearly 4 decades earlier. It's not just a mistake, it's a temporal anomaly, a coin that shouldn't exist in the modern era. For the specialist collector, the 2003 silver dime offers something beyond mere rarity. It presents a genuine puzzle. How exactly did silver planchets from the special proof production find their way into regular circulation strikes? The U.S. Mint has never offered a comprehensive explanation, leaving collectors to speculate about the precise sequence of events that led to these coins' creation. Some dimes from this era group have fascinating individual stories. One example was reportedly found in a child's piggy bank in 2007, having been given as allowance money. Another was discovered in a roll of dimes purchased from a bank in California in 2009. These stories highlight the democratic nature of coin collecting. Valuable treasures can be found by anyone, regardless of their expertise or collecting budget. The legality of owning these coins is another interesting aspect. Unlike some other famous mint errors, such as the 1933 Double Eagle gold coins which were declared government property, the 2003 silver dimes are legal to own. The U.S. Mint has never attempted to recall them, tacitly acknowledging that they entered circulation through legitimate channels, despite their erroneous composition. For today's collectors, the hunt for these two dimes represents the enduring allure of numismatics, the possibility that extraordinary value might be hiding in plain sight, masquerading as ordinary pocket change. While the 1994 no-mint mark dime and the 2003 silver dime are undeniably rare, they remain theoretically discoverable by anyone with the knowledge to identify them. And that's what makes modern coin collecting so exciting. Unlike ancient coins or classic rarities that have been catalogued and collected for centuries, these contemporary treasures are still being discovered. The next example might be sitting in your pocket right now, or in that jar of change you've been meaning to sort through. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who's just discovered the hobby, these two dimes serve as powerful reminders that the history of coinage is still being written. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story is worth far more than the face value stamped on its surface. So before you spend that next handful of change, take a moment to look closely. You might just be holding a small piece of American numismatic history worth thousands of dollars. Thank you for joining me for this exploration of two remarkable modern rarities. Until next time, keep checking your change, you never know what treasures you might find.